guys, Synaptyx here today. We're going to be talking about DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness. Alright, so it's a nice little transition from our last video. We were talking about muscle physiology, mechanics, what's going on, how you move, stuff like that. So today we're talking about that soreness that you feel. It usually comes on after a hard workout or some hard physical activity. That's delayed onset muscle soreness. Alright, so what's really going on here is when your muscles are contracting, especially under a pretty heavy load, you're going to have these little microtraumas that take place on the muscle fibers. And so when these slight little traumas or tears take place, different biomarkers or enzymes are going to be released into the interstitium and into the bloodstream, and your body's going to start an inflammatory response from that. And this inflammatory response is really what causes the pain. It's not the tear itself, it's the inflammation to the muscle that then is going to signal aches and pains to your body that you will feel. And here we can see a good example of that microtrauma that takes place, kind of what we're referring to at the cellular level. All right, so now that we talked about DOMS and what's going on at the cellular level, let's kind of zoom out here and talk about what kind of things can lead to DOMS. All right, so number one, new types of training. When you're experiencing new stimuli, new loads that you haven't felt before, whether it's from weightlifting, sprinting, new sports, stuff like that, that's classic for getting pretty intense muscle soreness. Okay, getting a little more specific with weightlifting, heavy eccentric loads are the number one way to kind of lead to DOMS. So like we talked about last time with the cross bridging, with the muscle lengthening as it's contracting, that's going to pull apart those actin myosin filaments, and that's going to lead to some of that microtrauma that we were just discussing, right? Another way, plyometric, explosive exercises, those are really more of hard concentric contractions. Those are also going to generate tons of force across the filaments, can lead to some of that microtrauma, that tearing. And then just variations in the intensity or volume of your workout. Anything that's not normal or not consistent with what you've been doing, that's new stimuli, like we just said, and those are also things that are going to lead to that muscle soreness. So what are we supposed to do when we have DOMS? Are you just supposed to sit there and experience it and suffer like everybody normally does? No. So there's different ways that you can kind of decrease the duration that you're experiencing this, or even kind of avoid it altogether. So one of the best ways to avoid, or at least reduce the duration of this muscle soreness that you're experiencing, is aerobic activities, light aerobic activities. This is a nice little graph here. So there's been some studies done, and really they show that light aerobic activity is going to shorten the duration that this inflammation is taking place, right? So the more blood flow you can get to those muscles, and pretty much regeneration of nutrients and clearing out of the intracellular debris that's kind of shown up from the microtrauma, that's going to reduce the amount of time that inflammation and soreness is taking place. So light aerobic activity, that's a great way to kind of reduce that time that you're feeling that DOMS. Training other body parts, that's also going to increase blood flow to the muscles, and like we said, kind of reduce that time that all that inflammation is taking place. Stretching, like mobility work and yoga, great ways, different ways to kind of get the body active without really stressing the muscles more. Contrast tubs, hot and cold, that's going to totally alter blood flow. So hot and cold contrast, it's like turning the shower up really hot, experiencing that for like a minute, and then switching it to really cold. That's going to redirect blood flow in your body and also kind of improve and move that blood and not keep it stagnant. Foam rolling, instrument-assisted soft tissue work, body tempering, lacrosse ball releases, all things that are going to kind of, again, move the venous return, just keep circulating blood. So the common theme here is obviously circulating blood. And then, of course, you can't rule out eating, protein, so for that tissue repair, good sleep, rest, drinking plenty of water, those are all going to help the process. Regardless, it's still probably going to suck. So how do we prevent this from happening? I mean, really, it's unavoidable. If you're working out hard in the gym, if you're trying to get better when you're, at the gym working out or exercising, whatever it may be, you're going to experience DOMS at some point. It's if you get it once in a while, it could even be a good thing, right? Like it's telling you, You know, your programming's still on point. You're not getting stagnant. If you're getting it day after day after day, you know, or it's lasting 3 or 4 or 5 days at a time, that could actually be a sign that something's wrong with your programming, or you may even be injured more further than just muscle damage. So those are things to watch out for. But overall, it's not a huge deal, other than the fact that it maybe deters people from wanting to go to the gym. They experience that muscle soreness, that uncomfortability. They don't like that. But for the most part, it's pretty benign. You know, it's a part of working out. So that pretty much sums it up. So if you guys like the video, go ahead, subscribe, give it a like, and we'll see you guys next time. All right?